Hello and welcome to Your Stocks on CNBC-TV18. I am Hormis Fatakia in the Mumbai News Centre. The markets are continuing to pick up pace in what has been a very good start for the new trading week, for the new month as well. Historically, July has been a very good series for the Nifty in general. And there you can see the Nifty now at the highest point of the day, closing in on 24,150. And what's leading the charge on the Nifty is IT. It's not the banks, it's IT that is leading the charge in today's trading session. The Nifty IT index on last check was up almost 2.5%. A slight cool off, if you can call it that, from the highs of the day, but still trading 2.25% higher is the Nifty IT index. And all the index heavyweights are the ones, the IT heavyweights are the ones that are putting their hand up today. Wipro, Tech Mahindra, TCS, Infosys, all of them trading with very healthy gains in today's session. But what has also picked up traction in the last few minutes are cement stocks. And they have been in focus all through last week after the Ultratech India Cements deal, and they are the ones that are back in this afternoon as well. There you can see the sharp spike there in Ultratech, 3% higher now at the highest point of the day, well above the mark of 12,000. Shree Cement is the other one that is also now trading with gains of 2.5%, and Orient Cement, that at one point of time was trading, there you can see a sharp surge in ACC as well, 5% higher now for ACC, and almost all of these cement stocks have seen a very sharp surge in the last 15 to 20 minutes. Orient Cement is the one that I was talking about, and that is the one that is also now at the highest point of the day. At one point was trading with gains of almost 10%. Was Orient Cement, and that was also one of the potential acquisition targets that we had highlighted. There you can see 11.5% higher now is Orient Cement there at 306. But let's get to our show then, answering your queries, and joining us to do that today is Astha Jain, research analyst at Securities, and Ruchit Jain, the lead research at 5paisa.com. Good afternoon, Astha and Ruchit. Thank you for joining in. First up, Shalu Sharma is writing to us from Chandigarh, and she's holding 40 shares of Zomato, and she bought those at around 90 rupees a share. She wants to know the prospects of her investment. I'll start off with you, Astha. Very much in the money, and Zomato now at around 200 is trading close to its all-time high of 207. And there have been a lot of positive brokerage commentary around it as well, with the turnaround in Blinkit and the valuation that has been ascribed to it. What should the viewer do here? Should she hold on for more? Do you see more upside here?
Hi, good afternoon to both of you. Yes, talking about this counter, we are seeing more upside from here. Maybe the possible target of 230 can be attributed to this counter in the medium term. So recommending a hold on this counter in the medium term with a price target of 230. And now talking about this counter, we all know that they have a strong presence. Their business is quite now diversified, and now there are 4 verticals. All the 4 verticals are really working well for them, including B2B supplies, which they are doing, and dining out, etc. So all these verticals are really working strongly for them with a strong brand now they have gotten. So I think all these points are factoring towards more upside from here, and along with that, what the results which we are seeing is also creating optimism in the stock. So my idea is remain invested in this counter. Maybe 230 can be the other level which we can see in the stock. So remain hold in this counter.
What about you, Ruchit? What are the charts indicating? Because there have been multiple attempts to test those all-time high levels at 207, say, in the last 10 to 12 trading sessions, but it has not managed to cross that, and there has been a reversal from those levels every single time. Do you find that 207 to be a resistance? And if once it manages to cross that, what are the levels that you're watching out for?
Yeah, firstly, hi, very good afternoon, Hormas. Very good afternoon, Astha. Well, if we look at the charts, and the charts looks quite positive. You rightly pointed out there has been some resistance around the 205, 207. But I think post that last quarterly results announcement, we witnessed that dip from that level. But again, at lower levels, we have clearly witnessed a good buying interest over there. So as of now, that high top, high bottom structure continues, and until the stock is trading above its crucial support of 180, the medium term trend continues to remain positive. Now, once its break above that 207 high, the retracements of previous correction indicates possible near-term targets of 224 and a bit mid-term targets of around 245. So I think it's better to hold on since the buying price also is quite low. So there's a good margin of safety, in case if the stock reverses also. But for now, it seems that 224 followed by 245. These two should be the targets for which she should continue to hold on to the positions.
224 and 245, some important levels to track on Zomato. But moving on then, Ritu Saren is writing to us from Raigad, and she says she wants to buy power stocks for the short to medium term period, and she's asking if she can invest in either a power grid or an NTPC. Now, Astha, both these, the power sector in general has been in focus for a better part of this year. What would your recommendation be, power grid or NTPC, or is there any other power stock that you would like to recommend to this viewer?
So we are recommending both the counters, but if I have to choose any particular one, then Power Grid is looking good to us, and we are recommending this counter to our clients also. So recommending buy on Power Grid, maybe buying on dip strategy can be applied with price target of 370 to 380. So talking about this counter, the kind of power demand which we are witnessing here in the India, that itself explains the kind of tailwind which these companies are having, and the results which this company is also showing is exceptionally well. So looking after all these, Power Grid is looking strong to us. In fact, NTPC is also good, but if I have to choose one between them, then Power Grid is our choice for the possible target of 370 to 380.
Power grid over NTPC is Astha's view, but Ruchit, what among the two look better on the charts, because both of them on the last 1 month period have not done much. NTPC is down around 2.5%, Power grid is down around 2.5%, NTPC is down around 5% over the last month. Or is there a better power stock that looks good on the charts?
So I think last 3 months, both the stocks have seen some consolidation, but this entire consolidation, if you see, has been happening above its crucial moving average supports of short term as well as medium term. So this just seems to be a time-wise corrective phase within an uptrend. And once this time-wise corrective phase is over, we can expect a good momentum in both the stocks. So I think it's technical, it's a bit difficult choice to make, because it has similar structures. If I look at last 2 or 3 months, so I would say better, rather than choosing any one of those, better to put 50% in both of this. Both the names are equally strong if you look at some midterm charts.
Interesting, both instead of one. So that was Ruchit's recommendation. And our next viewer is Prem Garg, who's writing to us from Thane, and he's holding 200 shares of Kaynes Tech at around 3150. The stock is almost at 4,000 now, and he wants to know the prospects of his investment. Ruchit, the stock has done very well this year. It's up almost 50% and very well above his buy price as well. His buy price is around 3150. The stock is nearing 4,000. What are some of the important levels that he needs to watch out for, and more importantly, should he hold on to his investments?
Yes, there's a high top, high bottom structure, which clearly indicates that the broader trend for the stock is positive. And even if you look at the volumes, then whenever there have been in between corrections, we have not seen any volume-based sell-off. But when the stock is going up, the volumes are rising. So which indicates that the broader trend is quite strong for this stock. Now, the important support for short to medium term is around 3,400 to 3,450 range, which is above the buy price as well. So I would say continue to hold on for now. Keep a stop loss below 3,400 on your existing long positions. And when the stock prices move further higher from current levels, and as the support shifts higher, keep trailing your stop losses and ride this trend until there is any reversal seen.
Interesting. What about you, Astha? Because this entire engineering management consultancy services sector has been the one that has been in the spotlight, say, over for the last couple of months now. And Kaynes has also been there. It's up 12% in the last 1 month, is up 50% this year. What's your call here if you have this under your coverage, and should this viewer hold on to his investment?
Yes, our hold is recommended from our side for the price target of 4,400. So this company, which basically cover the entire spectrum of ESDM services, is looking very strong on the basis of the strong order book which they are having. So it gives a strong visibility. In fact, capacity expansion is also on the cards, and now they are looking for the backward integration also, especially in the outsourced semiconductor assembly and testing space, as well as which we call OSAT, OSAT and bare PCB, that is printed circuit board. So they are looking for the backward integration in these two spaces also. So on the back of all these factors, we are positive on this counter, although the results were not that strong. But I think going ahead, the results will be very much strong and in the favor of company. So yes, recommending a hold for the price target of 4,400.
Has been an outperformer, has Kaynes Tech, now at 3950. But moving on then, Jai Krishnan is writing to us from Kerala, and he is holding 50 shares of Cipla. He bought them at around 1585. The stock is below his buy price, and he wants to know whether he should book his losses. Ruchit, what are you advising here? Does the charts look anywhere close for Cipla to bounce back to those levels of 1580, 1600?
So the support for the stock is around 1440 to 1450, and it's quite close to those levels. So I don't think that these are the prices where one should look to exit or book losses over here. So keep stop loss below 1440 and continue to hold. Not expecting any immediate bounce in very short term because we are not seeing any high volume based buying interest in the stock for now. But maybe this is a time wise correction within an uptrend, and the stock should manage to find that 1440, 1450 as a good support base. So downside seems to be limited, but if you can give some time to it, then I think continue to hold your positions for a good pullback move in the near future.
What about you, Astha? Because there has been a lot of negative news flow surrounding Cipla with regards to one of its facilities as well with the US FDA, and there has been this constant uncertainty around what's going to happen with the promoter stake as well in the company. Now, do you expect that all of these things to continue to remain an overhang on Cipla, and as a result, it will remain an underperformer compared to its other pharma peers?
So there may be some overhang on the stock for the coming future, but talking about the long-term prospects, what I'm looking after, there's strong product launches, and in fact, two of their key assets, which is lanreotide and albuterol. Lanreotide is a hormonal injection, as we all know, and albuterol is related to the respiratory. So I mean, these two products are really gaining strong market share, and in fact, whatever results they have posted, the revenue growth was high on the basis of their US and some.
Okay, we seem to have lost the line there with Astha. We'll reconnect with her shortly. By the way, Maruti's numbers for the month of June are flashing on your screen right now. Total sales at 1.79 lakh units, and that is higher than Nomura's estimate, which was 1.62 lakh units. So the result there seeing on the screen as well, the stock surging to the highest point of the day now has Maruti Suzuki. You can see 1.79 lakh units, the overall sales figure for the month of June. Exports also doing well in the month of June for Maruti at 12.4% year on year. The total sales figure going higher for Maruti compared to the same period last year, and there you can see there at the highest point of the day is Maruti Suzuki, now almost 2% higher at 12,250 rupees. Ruchit, if you can give a quick chart check if you want. 12,200 Maruti trading close to its record highs. The stock hasn't done much in the last 1 month, but what are some of the important levels that you're watching out for?
So the stock has gone through a decent corrective phase, in last 3 months, and the stock is now trading quite close to the lower end of the range, which is around 11,800 to 11,900. So I think since the prices have already corrected, so in case if we see some positivity from here on, because the stock is around its support, then the stock can at least show a bounce back towards this 40 days exponential moving average, which is around 12,450 to 12,500 range.
Interesting. Some more numbers flashing on your screen. The domestic sales also have gone up by close to around 6 to 8%. Last check, around 1.48 lakh units were the domestic sales. Exports have also seen a very healthy uptick, 6.1% higher domestic sales for Maruti in the month of June. The exports also well over 31,000 units compared to 19,000 in the same period last year. But we'll take a quick break here on your stocks. We'll answer more of your queries on the other side, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Back with us here on Your Stocks, and Astha and Ruchit are still here with us to answer all of your stock queries. And the next one comes in from Rahul Taneja, who's writing to us from New Delhi, and he's holding 50 shares of Devyani International at 150 rupees and 50 shares of Restaurant Brands Asia at 90 rupees. And he's asking if he can add more of these shares. Now, Astha, the QSR space generally gets talked about when we speak of Jubilant Foodworks. But aside of that, now this gentleman is holding shares of Devyani and Restaurant Brands Asia, both of them. What among the two looks better to you fundamentally, if you can give your views on that?
So if I talk, between the two, I think Devyani International is a better choice. So we go with the Devyani International. Here, the price target can be set at around 185. In fact, both of them are looking good, but not in the shorter term. In the shorter term, we really need to see some sort of uptick in the financial performance, because what is happening is that we are seeing the intense competition in the space. And due to this competition, we really need to see how these two brands will perform going ahead. Now, talking about especially Devyani International, they are facing severe competition, although KFC is working good for them. But if we talk about the other brands like Pizza Hut, so it is really facing strong competition. So in that way, we are thinking that if the company continues to face a sort of competition, then financial performance can be affected. Really need to look after the results and then make a call. But yes, at present moment of the time, if some dips can be seen, then Devyani International and Restaurant Brand Asia both are looking good to buy in the dips, not presently.
Buy on the dips then. But Ruchit, on the charts, Devyani International, and correct me if I'm wrong here, sometime during September or October of last year, the stock made a double top of sorts, and since then it's been in a downtrend. The stock is down around 11% this year, has been an underperformer. What are the charts for Devyani looking like? And if you can share your views on the charts of Restaurant Brands Asia as well.
So I think, Hormuz, yes, you rightly pointed out that the stock has seen a great underperformance compared to the broader markets rally. The stock has a good support around 140 range, where even March 2023 lows were there. And even recently in the month of May, the stock formed a support around 140. So 140 is a good support. But frankly, if you look at the volumes, then we have not seen any kind of high volume based buying even from the support level. So I think we might see some more consolidation or a time-wise corrective phase getting continued, at least in the short term. Similar are the charts for Restaurant Brands Asia as well. Relative underperformer, even this stock has been with a support base around 88 to around 88-90 kind of range. But frankly, if I have to put in fresh money even for averaging, I would wait for some good. I would suggest to wait for some good price volume action to come in, wherein the momentum would pick up. Then only look for adding more investment into these. Otherwise, there could be some time-wise correction, and maybe such funds could be parked somewhere else where better opportunities could be seen to cover these losses.
Better opportunities could be seen there. Interesting thoughts from Ruchit. But next up is a caller, is Mr. KS Rao, is joining in on the line from Andhra Pradesh, and he has made investments in Tamil Nadu Newsprint. Mr. Rao, good afternoon. Can you please share your query with us?
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, I brought a Tamil Nadu Newsprint at the rate of 120 rupees. Please inform the prospects of that company.
All right, so Mr. Rao has purchased around 100 shares of Tamil Nadu Newsprint at 120 rupees. Now, Astha, paper stocks have been in focus too, with some news flow regarding the price hikes and so on and so forth. But if you can share your prospects on Tamil Nadu Newsprint, what should Mr. Rao do with his investments there?
So I really apologize on that part. We don't cover TNPL. So sorry, Mr. Rao, and sorry.
Fair enough. Ruchit, if you can share your views on the charts, the stock, if you can say last week or so, it's been a bit of a consolidation, but over the last 1 month, the stock is up 10%. What are the charts indicating?
So on the charts, we have seen that the stock is gradually forming a high top, high bottom, which is a good sign. And it has a good support base around 240, 250. So till the stock is trading above that 240, 250 level, there are no high chances that the stock might rally towards to 340 to 350 going ahead. Certainly low beta name, we are not witnessing any sharp moves over here. But I think since looking at by his buy price, I can clearly guess he's a long-term investor and has bought at quite lower levels. So the risk-reward ratio is still in his favor. So I would suggest to continue to hold on. Keep a stop loss below 240 on your existing position. So if 240 is breached, then you can look to book profits on your positions. Otherwise, take a review on the stock again when it comes to towards 340 to 350.
340 to 350. I hope, Mr. Rao, that Ruchit has managed to answer your queries. Is there anything else that you wish to ask?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us here, Mr. Rao. But up next, then Kunal Sahu is writing to us from Kolkata, and he's holding 389 shares of Electra Green Tech, and he purchased them at 115 rupees, and 1,000 shares of Bank of Baroda, which he purchased at 82 rupees. Now, he wants to know whether he could hold or exit at current levels. You could pull up Electra Green Tech first. If the purchase price is 115, the stock is now nearing levels of 2,000. Astha, the kind of run-up, the kind of profit that this viewer has made, should he book profits or should he wait for some more upside?
So talking about Electra, we are positive on this counter, recommending buy as well as hold for the price target of 2,000 to 2,100. Now talking about this counter, as we all know that government has a strong intention for the carbon-free emissions, and this will create a strong demand for this company. Along with that, they have an association with the state transport utilities also. So I think that will also help the company in showing strong financial performance going ahead. So Electra Green Tech is really looking strong to us, recommending a hold as well as buy with the price target of 2,100. Talking about BOB, I think BOB is already having strong profits. So I think he can book partial profit, because what we are expecting that the cost of deposits, we really need to see how the bank will be performing on that front. And we really want to wait for the results before making any new investment in this counter. So if BOB is like, if he wants, he can book partial profit in this counter. But we are recommending hold as well as buy on the Electra Green Tech with a price target of 21.
What about you, Ruchit? He's making healthy profits in both of these stocks. Should he book profits in both of them?
So I think he can look to book partial profits, maybe around 30 to 40% of his positions, and rest he can continue to hold. Although the broader trend for the stock is not negative, there are just some short-term consolidations which are going on in both the stock. But since he's a long-term investor, if I look at a bit longer-term charts, then both Electra as well as Bank of Baroda are not looking any kind of correction is not seems to be coming from here on. So maybe some time-wise correction, but no, I would advise to book around maybe 30 to 40% of the profits and continue to hold on the rest of the positions.
Book 30 to 40% of your profits, and that should be the trend as well, right? But that's interesting from Ruchit on Bank of Baroda and Electra Green Tech. And lastly, Shishir Raj is writing to us from Bengaluru. He's holding around 100 shares of Aditya Birla Capital at an average price of around 255. Now he wants to know the prospects of his investments. Is slightly below the average price is his investments, Ruchit. What are the charts suggesting at 239? Do you think he should average down further, book losses, or is there a scope for the charts to rebound back towards levels of 255 to 60?
Well, I would suggest to continue to hold on to existing positions. No need to add more positions over here. The stock has a good support initially around 228, and medium-term supports is placed around 215. So till both the supports are intact, the broader trend is not negative for the stock. Yes, some consolidation are there in the short-term time frame, but I think no, it's better to hold on to the positions with a trailing stop loss method.
What about you, Astha? Is there a view that you have on Aditya Birla Capital as well?
Yes, even in fact, we are also positive on this counter, but recommending just a hold with a price target of 260.
Interesting. Ruchit, Astha, thanks a lot for joining in and sharing with us your views and answering our viewer queries as well there. Ruchit Jain and Astha Jain answering your queries. Some business updates continue to trickle in. Coal India production for June up 8.9%, 63.1 MT. So a healthy production update there coming in from Coal India. But that's all we have on this show of Your Stocks. But do remember to email us your queries and we'll address them with our experts. Stay tuned for Closing Bell to take you through the last hour of trade. From me and the team that put this show together, thank you so much for watching.